What are you even mummifying? And then I think we'll start hoisting sails and go. Now I'm more tired.
Let's do it. Let's go.
Okay. And the wind will be slightly from a beam. I don't know why Ben's now American.
In other news, the Ark has decided to leave today as well. They said if Millennial Falcon's going, we have to go.
Welcome to our self-inflicted adventure.
What seems like a lifetime ago, we left Australia intending to sail our way around the world.
It's been a roller coaster since then, and while the plan has changed many times, we've been laughing our way through and learnt a new lesson for every step of the way.
And between us, the real adventure has only just begun.
As of 8 o'clock tomorrow morning, we will be on our way to Bermuda. We're gonna try again. 2 years later,
Yep.
we're gonna try again.
We're gonna tackle it again and see whether we can conquer it this time.
So we're on a bit of a deadline to leave. We're trying to get out of here by the 8th, which is literally tomorrow morning.
We're dropping the outboard through the front hatch so that we can lay it down in the V-berth. It fitted really, really well, and I came through and got hoisted so easily. Actually better than if we had have done it on the back. But this is where our outboard is going to live during our passage. Maybe we should put a fender underneath it instead of the pillows.
I want it secure so that we can.
Yeah, fenders are a little bouncy.
I don't want it to roll onto the floor. The lower it is, the safer it'll be, but the higher it is, the less chance of oil leak.
Yeah. What are you even mummifying?
Oh, I don't know what this bag's for, but it is absolutely perfect for this dinghy deflating. Like, I've often wanted to build some sort of cover to protect the staysail from like washing over the filthy bottom of the dinghy. And then we found this bag and we're like, you know, it could be close. And we've just deflated it. We haven't even rolled it up, just literally pulled out the plugs, let it deflate. And it's like it was made for it. There's just the tiniest little bit sticking out, which is nothing. And it's so flat, so low profile, so like just clean and orderly, tidy. And obviously now that the dinghy's not going to be rubbing and carrying on and like hurting itself, which is usually my concern when we're on passage and it's upside down, inflated.
We're half an hour before leaving. Deck stowed, downstairs is all stowed. I've literally just finished putting these things on the curtains and we should be okay to go, which means now that we can sit here, we're going to relax for about half an hour, take a breath, have some croissants and a cup of tea, and then I think we'll start hoisting sails and go. I'm not too nervous. Right now my priority is like in the moment of just cleaning up, gotta do all this stuff, gotta, last minute things, and I haven't really thought about the fact that we're actually going. So that's how I'm feeling right now. Also quite happy that Adam approved my fairy garden. See, it's nicely stowed. How are you feeling?
Good, I think. It's different. Like, I'm still, anxious. I think this time my anxiety is more involved with, is the boat going to perform as well as I hope it will, or is everything going to, not like, is something going to fall off, is something going to break, are we going to have problems? It's more a question of like, I have high hopes, and will they meet my expectations, which is fine. Like, expectation is it's not a good thing. It's a surefire way to be stressed out. So I'm just gonna, once we're underway, I think I'll just relax, settle the boat into a groove like we always do, scale her back to like a happy 80% or whatever speed we can get without being over canvassed, and just enjoy the ride, really. We don't have the best, the first 4 days is a great forecast. The last two of what I expect will be 7 days is not great. Will be iffy, but that's a fair way out. It might not happen. At this stage it's either going to be like dead calm, or we're going to get bowled over by a front sweeping over Bermuda coming in. I don't know. Either way we'll be fine. We'll be able to handle it. It's just a question of which one it is. I hope that as I update the forecast underway, it just keeps evolving to so that the front sweeps north and misses us entirely, or I don't know. We'll see. Okay, first mate's Fury.
I've taken seasickness tablets for that, actually. I've taken my tablets about an hour ago and now I'm starting to get the drowsy feeling. So You might not see too much of me for the rest of the day.
So I'm solo to Bermuda.
Yeah, pretty much.
All right, last minute checks. What do we got?
Okay, everything's...
Jacklines are out.
Jackline, okay, cool.
Raft is
oh,
done
where are
and
our
strapped
harnesses?
down. Harnesses are there.
Life jackets
Fowlies
are
are
in
in the back. Sleeping bags out. Transient berth is out. Dinghy strapped down.
Yep.
Hydrovane's rigged up, ready to go.
Okay, the
Mainsail bag's
on.
open. Halyards are on all the
Okay.
sails. What else? Food's done. Freezers are on.
Yep.
Fridge is on. Iridium's running, tracking
ready.
us. Radio's on. AIS is working. A comms check
check the
yesterday.
oil in the engine.
Yep,
All
done.
good. Bilge dry.
Pump the bilge out. Bone dry on the way out.
Yep.
Offshore.
All instruments are working.
Pumps work. Instruments are working. All right,
Now I'm more tired.
let's do it. Let's go.
Okay. Bye, St. Martin. I'm sure we'll be back in St. Martin. I just hope it's not in 1 month before we have to turn around. Could you imagine? Okay, we're about an hour in and we are going down the southern side. Southern or western? Western side of Anguilla. Then we're going to snake past Dog Island and up into the open ocean. So we put our first waypoint in. It's at a very good angle. It's kind of like ahead of us / to the beam. So that'll be nice. And good conditions today. Wow, I'm sounding like Ben the Weatherman right now. Maybe I should pass on to him.
No,
to
you've
give
summarised.
the proper weather report.
You've definitely channeled Ben the Weatherman.
And the wind will be slightly from a beam. I don't know why Ben's now American. The last bit of land that we see for 7 to 8 days. It's really annoying. Our forecast that we downloaded from PredictWind, so it gives you a kind of like, with each forecast model that they have, it gives you the estimate of how long your boat might take if you take their particular tracks. Anyway, it's saying that we're going to get there in like 6.5 days. And it's just not wise to think that you're going to get there in like such a short amount of time. Last time it took us 7.5 days and we thought we did pretty well last time. So, I don't know, I feel like it's a little optimistic. I don't want to get my hopes up too much.
So it's 5:30, it's the end of the first half day I suppose. We had a rough start, we're both pretty tired from like just the rush to get going. Khiara was up to midnight making these curtains, and we were just generally a rush to the start line. We're settling into a good groove now. The Hydrovane's sort of dialed in, as you can see. It's moving along behind me. We've held a really straight course. The wind has settled down. The seas have settled down. It's all a bit choppy and messy earlier. We were not impressed because that was not what the forecast was. But it seems pretty good now. In other news, the Ark has decided to leave today as well, following in our footsteps. Now, as if Millennial Falcon's going, we have to go.
Yeah, of course I do, yeah.
And I think it's a pretty small fleet, but they've been basically running us down all day because they're 50, 60-foot boats, some of these things. And there's one here, and there's a big 50, 59-foot boat running down behind us now. The AIS is starting, the brand new AIS, which is picking up targets 30 miles away. It started bleeping at us saying, "You're about to be run down, caution."
What speed are they doing?
Oh yeah, they are doing a casual 8.5 knots and the boat is 55.8 feet long and 16.4 feet wide. It's very cool to know these things, and I know the call sign, I know the name of the boat, we can call them up if we want to. So they're going to run us down in 58 minutes. must be what it was like back in the day to be run down by pirates, where you sort of like see them coming all day and the gap just slowly is closing. There isn't much you can do about it.
Except in our situation, the gap is closing very rapidly. He's really smashing it. We're going 6 knots. I reckon he's going at least 9.
We could fire off the stern chasers, maybe knock away a spar.
I can throw over a can of beans.
Yeah, we can throw over some crew. Jettison the water. I was just saying to Khiara like how much it really makes me feel more comfortable about our situational awareness, having just AIS, just knowing that we're putting out a signal and now we're getting a good clean long range signal back, and I've got lots of pings, like just, you know, we always kept a really sharp lookout, and I pride myself on not being snuck up on ever. I don't think we've ever had a sail up on the horizon that Khiara or I haven't spotted very quickly. And this has gone one better. Like we're seeing, like there's a container ship just passing to stern of us now, like 2 miles off. And we saw him coming a mile, or many miles away, 30 miles away, and he's seen us because there's the Ark fleet. You can tell that he just went around us and he's running behind the last boat now, and he's going to harden up and carry on that way. It's just worth every penny. I used to sort of say, oh, you know, you just use your Mark 1 eyeball and keep your eyes open. All this extra stuff is just more excuses not to keep a good watch, but if you keep a good watch and you have this stuff and you keep a good watch of all your instruments, geez, it makes your life much more peaceful. You just have that confidence of knowing where everything is around you. It just feels good. It feels really good.
The potential pirates have passed us by, and they called up and they gave us a nice little fair winds kind of a speech as well. They were heading to Bermuda, and they were also said that they were in the Ark and said we'll probably see you a few days later after you arrive. But yeah, it was a beautiful, like a catch. We think it was maybe an ML. I mean, what other catches are there at 54, 55 feet, so who knows. It looks very beautiful though. So day 2. I've just woken up from my snooze. So when Adam woke up this morning and did his walk on the deck, we noticed that there was a bit of a jiggle in the Hydrovane, in one of the Hydrovane A brackets, and when he had been sleeping as well, he'd kind of been noticing this little noise, and he had a look over and noticed that one of the bolts was still a little bit loose. So he's there hanging over the side with the life vest etc. on and clipped in, but trying to do up this bolt, and we're a little bit wary now that it's going to come undone, that it's going to get loose again. Like loose fittings on this Hydrovane are not a good thing. So we're a little bit nervous at this stage, but I've just done a check on it again about 2 hours later, and there's no movement. It all seems to be good. So I think we might be in the clear. I think it might be tight enough now, but we'll just keep checking throughout the day and maybe just poke our head over the end a couple of times a day until we feel confident again. So if we see at any stage that it has wriggled itself loose again, this sort of bolt, we've kind of considered that this is a bit of a shakeout sail, albeit a big shakeout sail up to Bermuda, and we don't want anything to go wrong. We don't want, you know, we are still kind of testing things, and we will probably stop using the Hydrovane at that stage if that little bolt is still wiggling, and we will go to using the electric autopilot. And then once we're in Bermuda, we'll tighten it up again and we'll hopefully put it to bed, that problem. But fingers crossed, it all looks good now, and we should be able to keep on using it.
night, sleepyhead / good morning.
Time for me to go to sleep. Had a cruisy morning.
It's 9 a.m. day 3.
Yep. I think we're settling into our groove now. Our shift times, at least my shift time, I was fairly awake for, which is pretty good. First night is always the worst, but last night was pretty alright. But it is now my time to sleep, which is why I'm dressed in my pajama jams.
Yeah.
Or not. Or they're just my day clothes I just wear into bed.
Well, it's day 3. Lost track of days already. It's the morning of day 3, so the end of the second night. It went pretty well. We took a few feet out of the head sail just to flatten the boat out. Didn't cost us more than about a half a knot, and we both got a great night's sleep. We've been doing easy 6s and 7s for, well, the whole time, which is fantastic. That's how we like it. Easy 6s and 7s over a difficult 8 any day. We've got 18 knots on the beam, just dancing either side of the beam at the moment, and that's kind of how it's been the whole time. I expect it to hold like this for the next day and then dwindle over tomorrow. So through the night, tonight and tomorrow, it should start to ease to the big calm that we're anticipating. I'm running a new weather forecast now. Take about 20 minutes. Hopefully that has the calm dissipating. And we've all been playing chicken with this this front that's coming over Bermuda on our arrival date, which is the 15th. So hopefully that sort of swings north or dissipates or does something that is otherwise not bowling us over. But so far so good. The Hydrovane held on through the night. We checked it again first thing this morning, and that bolt is nice and tight still. It's not jiggling, not chattering away. It's been driving flawlessly. We've got the boat set up so that she's happy. I'm really impressed with it so far. Like, you really notice the extra power draw. Like, for some reason, I guess it's because the wind gen's working harder than it does at anchor, but our evening power draw is less than at anchor, and we've got way more stuff going. Like, we don't have the plotters going at anchor, we don't have the lights, we don't have the radio, so all those extra things are costing us more, and we're not losing power. So really, really happy with it so far. And it's pretty cloudy too. Yeah, that's all I have for you. We're just we're finding our rhythm, finding our groove. We both managed to get about 6 hours sleep each last night, which is good. We sort of supplement throughout the day. Khiara's knocked off now for a few hours. She'll probably come back at lunchtime or something, and we'll spend some time together, and then I'll catch a quick kip in the afternoon, and we'll go and do it all again.